First match of the day, Aggie versus Catalyst. What is going to be the center of the board? It's going to be paintings.
Painting rewards. So this one we saw yesterday, as it is a fairly fast square to go for. This would definitely be a rushable square, but it is slow enough that you could be giving up something else valuable here.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about, by the way, which is having some early game squares and see who maybe is more efficient and knows exactly how to go about the board. Not a lot of early game stuff here, though. I do have to say, very, very minimal. This is more, there's a Geel here, but everything else is kind of mid to late gamey.
Yeah, I mean, some synergy between a Geel +0 and the Torrent square there.
Also, a Geel +0, you can rush straight to Commander O'Neill. That's an option here as well that you could possibly pull off. But overall, not a lot of like super rushable stuff here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like
really interesting.
There could be some merit to giving up 2 painting rewards, but honestly, we could see a bit of a race here.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And it looks like Aggie's looking at some other classes. One of them being
Visage Shield.
Visage Shield and the, what was that sword? I think it was the Claymore. I think it's the Claymore. Which is the Claymore is
pretty
good.
solid, actually. Yeah,
it's got Lion's Claw on it, so naturally, which is an insane Ash of War, and having
that's correct.
Yeah, having that early on, especially versus a Geel, that is very, very nice. That is very, very nice.
It pales in comparison to the raw power that you can achieve through the Visage Shield.
Also, looking at the stat line, by the way, that is 16 strength on the Prisoner class for the Claymore. So that's a really, really good stat line to kind of go for if you're going to go for that Claymore. Also, you do have a Colossal square as well, so having 16 strength, I think, is a really, really good start.
Plus, I mean, look at the hood. That's some fashion right there.
Yeah, that's I think it's called Great Hood. It gives you Arcane and Intelligence, I believe. Is it Arcane Intelligence or Arcane and Faith? I don't...
Oh, we do see the Great Mace on Kata's side as well.
Yeah.
We saw the Great Mace and looks like the Royal Greatsword as well. I believe
very stat heavy.
We also saw the Longhorn.
That was the tuba.
Envoy Longhorn, I think is what it's called. That'd be, I mean, it is not really what you want to see on these bingo matches probably, but I mean, that would be a power play to go for that. I mean, how do you pass up on the Doot? I don't know. Do we have 2 Cemetery Shades? There could be some merit for some Doot action.
Not for 2 bosses on the whole bingo board. I'm not too sure, but it looks like both of them are having the same class. Both of them going Claymore, which makes sense. Yeah. 16 strength is you can't look away from that. Like that's a lot. This is a
very safe play, I think.
Yeah, and here we go. Match starting for both players. I really think that they both are going to be rushing painting. Like painting is just too good. It's just
they're overburdened.
I hate when that happens. It stresses you out when you first load in, and the first thing you do is like you just walk. You're like, what the?
Like, oh god, I have to menu now.
Yep.
Yeah. And getting into the run here, I mean, there's also, I mean, as rushable as the 2 painting rewards are, I can see a world where both of them are intimidated by the possibility of getting sniped, and they just both say, nope, I'm going for something else.
Yeah. Possibly both going for... So in this case, by the way, they still can't wield the Claymore, not because of the lack of strength, but the lack of dexterity.
Right.
But they both have the Lands Between rune, and that should be enough for them to be able to wield it. I think it's 16-10. They currently have 9 dexterity, to my understanding. So it would be just 1 or 2 levels for them to, be able to use it. 16-13.
Yeah, so if they started with that, they did start with the Land Between rune, so that should get them there. It might be close, actually. I don't know how many levels you get from that.
Well, actually, what they could do, which I'm surprised a lot of players don't do, by the way, which I hope they do soon. If they are lacking a level or 2, there is a gold rune 2 right outside of Church of LA. At the little pole thing. A lot of people just run past that, but that is a gold rune 2 that you can just grab real quick and sell at Kale with your Lands Between rune.
Not to mention, you absolutely can sell all of your clothing. That is a viable business decision that you could make in order to make some money, yeah.
Yeah. I do it all the time.
Yep, absolutely. have a good little yard sale over at Kale.
I
We're already seeing a diversion in paths here from our players as Aggie is going to Kale and Kata is going to the non-gatefront Grace that's over there. I don't remember the name of it, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not sure is why he's rushing the Bach Grace. Both of them doing a little bit of hopping.
Yeah, they are doing a little yumping. Absolutely.
A little bit of yumping. But the thing is, like, that's funny is, like, you only see it at the beginning of the game. You know what I mean? I've only seen them do it at the beginning when they rush for Graces, and afterwards, they just don't do it anymore.
That's true. I mean, I guess you're on Torrent for most of the rest of the open world.
Yeah, I mean,
but, you know,
like
who says
Stormvale
you can't
Castle?
do it in Stormvale. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly.
We need a little more jump representation in these runs.
You know what's surprising, though, is that even though Aggie did grab the Grace for Kale, he's not that far behind.
He's really not, actually.
He's really not that far behind. He's like maybe 5 seconds, 5-6 seconds.
I would say that was worth it because, you know, thinking about the time it's going to take Kata to go back for the Church of Ella Grace if he needs it.
Yeah.
That's, I think it's going to be more than 5 seconds. Now, we are going to see, you know, maybe on the first square, if we do have a race here, Kata may get it 5 seconds earlier now. We'll see. But yeah, this is exactly what we're talking about. Like, both of these runners are, you know, running very optimal lines here at the beginning.
It looks like that Kata is actually rushing those paintings, though. He's going straight for that shack, for the Limgrave shack here.
Meanwhile, Aggie is looking like he's going for
a Geel
with +0. I think this is a good play from Aggie, honestly. I think it would be very difficult to beat Kata to those paintings, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a little scary. Just to, you know, knowing that it's going to be taken anyways, might as well just play around it. In this case, honestly, as well, it looks like he might be going for Commander O'Neill instead, going for that cheese and maybe helper check. Lots of money involved as well, so he's going straight to that Celia tunnel.
Okay.
Gonna go there instead. Maybe he is still going paintings. I don't know. I think what might be going through Aggie's head here is, hey, let me go for Commander O'Neill. And then once O'Neill's dead and the paintings still aren't taken, I'm going to go to Celia Town, grab that painting. Let me go to...
Yeah, this could be an information play.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit of a stall by still staying in the same area.
I think what I'm realizing with these matches that we've had recently is that information is way more valuable than we realize. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, giving information to your opponent obviously can leave you at a disadvantage in some ways, but... you know, setting yourself up to receive information from the opponent is something that I never even really considered before these matches, and it's a really powerful tool.
Nope, I agree.
I think that's the biggest difference we've seen here in season 2 so far, is just how much players are utilizing that skill. But yeah, we see him making his way towards O'Neill. So my question here, and I'm sure other people have this question as well, is this does count as a +0 weapon kill, right? Even if you baboosh, or does it not?
+0 weapon kill? I mean, O'Neill doesn't have a +0 square, though. Or do you mean on Torrent?
Oh, you're right. I am very smart, is what I have realized just now, is that my reading comprehension is extremely good. Yes, it is. Absolutely. And now I no longer have a question because of your incredible commentating skills, Dom. Thank you for that.
Hey, no worries. No worries, man. You're doing a great job. But yeah, so if you are on Torrent the whole time and you do Baboosh O'Neill, it is a kill on Torrent.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah,
yep.
You know,
nice
I was thinking
combo.
to myself, you know, you got some wires crossed there, but it looks like you said we do not have... We don't have an O'Neill? Oh, we do have O'Neill
yep,
square. Yeah, it's right there. Of course. But
smart.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we got the synergies there between O'Neill and Torrent. I do wonder... this seems like it may be slower than other bosses on horseback, and I think Kat is actually going to get it first.
Oh!
Yep. Kat is going to be able to snipe this here. This is a very strong play from Kata. Where I don't think it's a synergy-based play. It's just sort of, I want to get this square done fast.
Maybe he saw that that paintings was just a little too long and torrent is a little too easy.
Plus, he's still kind of in the right ballpark for paintings here. Yeah, so Aggie sees that, but you know, he still does get a square out of this. This doesn't hurt Aggie too much. It just means that Kata is not going to be behind.
Oh no!
Oh wow, that's an unfortunate time loss. That's the danger of going for the faster variation of the baboosh.
Yeah, it's a little tricky trying to keep them around in that one puddle.
Yeah, and here we have Kata
Grabbing that
finishing
first
out
painting.
the painting reward there.
We need one more painting here just to make it sure that he's get that set of square, which would still be huge. It would be absolutely massive for him to get that. He can get Aguila right afterwards as well.
I wonder if Kata saw the potential for synergy on Commander O'Neill and the Torrent Square and just said, I'm just going to mitigate this threat.
I think he just realized also it's like a quick pickup. I'm not sure.
Didn't cost him very much time at all.
Yeah, maybe he was also thinking that they're both rushing for the center square and him thinking that he was maybe too slow for the paintings. So in case he doesn't get it,
hedging his bets.
Yeah, just being like, okay, you know what? Let me just pivot off real quick, grab this, and in case I do lose paintings, I don't lose, Torrent as well. So for this fight here,
taking another trip into the tomato sauce.
How much do you get from this fight again if you kill O'Neill? I thought it was always
you get
20,000 or 42,000.
Those are very different numbers. I would have just said I would have just like averaged them together, but they are very far apart, and so that would probably I'm gonna say he gives 30,000. He gives 12. He gives 12.
12? Nah, that doesn't sound right.
If it's 12, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's like a Margit. And Margit would have taken less time than this.
Way less time.
It's also a square.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But, O'Neill does give a diagonal block, which is pretty handy.
And it's a weapon check.
Yeah.
Got a little halberd weapon check. Well, what halberd do you think is going to be popping out of this baboosh?
100% Dragon Halberd.
I'm going to say...
That's been my call every time before now. It's going to be right one of these days.
I'm going to say Lucerne. No, I'm going to say Golden Halberd, actually. I'm going to go for the Golden Vow Golden Halberd here.
I respect it.
You know what's worse, though?
Picking up the second painting, making his way towards the reward.
You know what's worse, though, than O'Neill with 12,000 is Goronk with 2,000 if you kill him as a NPC.
It's just insulting.
It is the...
Like, what is that?
Just a slap in the face.
Yeah. What is it? He gives you like a smithing stone as well. He gives you like a smithing stone 10.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something, but I mean, 2,000 at a smithing stone?
I guess gotta be a little careful here. These guys with the axes can be very dangerous, as we saw in that Zoodle match where he got absolutely one shot without seeing them.
Yeah, you got to be careful. O'Neill will call in the boys on you.
Oh, this should be the last one, though. There we go. O'Neill is dead. That is one square here for Aggie now. Grabbing that corner
Not getting
square.
the torrent only square, but, still, that was the halberd.
Just basic halberd.
Okay. I would say you were closer to being correct than me. But...
Well, we both guessed wrong, though.
Right, yeah, but like a Lucerne, it's standard smithing.
Yeah, but right? I changed my answer to Golden Halberd, so.
Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, we're both trash.
And like I said, by the way, if he doesn't see that paintings are on the board yet, he's going to go straight to Celia Town, grab that painting, and then possibly do Celia Town skip here.
So he's going to lose a little bit of time because he's investing in this square, and he's probably, I mean, there's pretty much no chance he gets it before Kata at this point.
Yeah, no, Kata's already on the way. But, I mean, at the very least, Aggie is going to be close to Fort Faroth anyways for Dectus, so this isn't really that much of a time loss.
Yeah, like, if he wants this square, this is a good line for him to go anyways.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Question is, could he beat... If Kata decides to also go for Dectus, could he beat Kata there? And... I don't know, actually. I think that he may not.
I mean, Dectus isn't on the board, so it should be fine.
That's right. You're absolutely correct. Yep. Look, you mentioned Dectus. I thought you were saying that because it was on the board.
Good.
Once again, I don't read a lot.
It's all good.
As we can see, the Dectus medallions, not on the board anywhere over here. No, they are not. However,
+0 Agil, though, is still an option.
That's absolutely right.
Wet blades aren't on the board, are they? Why is he getting that? Wet blades aren't on the board. Maybe just
Not
for
entirely
Sacred Blade?
sure.
For Cemetery Shades? If he grabbed Sacred
Could
Blade?
be. Could also be that he wants to have the ability to equip the parry Ash of War from a Grace.
Maybe, I guess. Yeah, using the Stormwind, but not having to go to Round Table to do it.
Yeah, he may be setting up for Margit 4 parries, which is not a bad play.
Aggie grabbing the first half of the deck this year. Since we're watching actually Aggie doing O'Neal, I don't know if Kata actually ever went for that first half of the Dectus at Fort Faroth. I'm assuming he did.
No, he did not. I don't believe he did.
I was paying attention to Aggie's O'Neal there, so I didn't get to see that.
So that sort of... I wonder if he could be gunning for that diagonal top left to bottom right. It's kind of an interesting play.
That wouldn't be bad.
It blocks
Definitely
a lot of
doable.
lines.
Yeah. Honestly, even like smithing +12, which really plays into having Altus access instead of having to, because you can go through Precipice, grab a bunch of forests, you know, grab that way you can upgrade to +12. You can up +12 the Claymore in this case, you know,
and that would carry you through, you know, gold free if you wanted to go there.
Aggie not quitting out to port out, but actually just running out. Interesting. I don't think I
Maybe
heard.
going for an RTA strat, which is good in this case. I think quitting out is a bit slow if he was in combat. May have just decided that he wanted to get out of there. Because load screens do, I mean, you got to factor load screens into this. Oh, he's trapped. He's trapped. Okay, that makes sense.
The girl
he never rested
trap.
after Celia. Makes sense.
Carry a
Absolutely.
Knight's Shield here for Catalyst, by the way. I'm going to be using that, I guess, to parry Margit. Which is going to be huge because that's going to... Oh, Commander Standard, by the way, in the shop here. Also, Bolt of Grand Sacks for Twins.
Very interesting. Some interesting choices. Not ones... The problem is they do... I mean, Commander Standard, it's somber. It has low stat requirements. It's a usable weapon. It's, you know... I'd put it in the class of acceptable.
Honestly, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, Josh. Screw the diagonal. Look at row 3. I love row 3. I think row 3 is huge. That's fantastic.
You and your valiant gargoyles.
Do you want to know why though? Do you want to know why? You do a Gil
I
plus
have a
0.
feeling you're gonna tell me.
Right? Yeah, I will. A Gil plus 0, right? You already have that unlocked, but then you go ahead, you rush Altus, activate Radon. Then you have Ghost and Glovewort Bellbearing, which you get after Radon anyways, which also gives you access to Valiant Gargoyles. Going past Mimic Tier, you can also drop down real quick, grab the other Scar Seal Talisman next to the Dragonkin Soldier, which is also in Necron, or in Noxtella in this case. So you can do this whole line just by going through Radon, right? Except for Agil. But either way, this is like a very, I would say, niche-ish type line that you could force by having the other player go for Radon as well.
Yeah, could be.
I would bulldoze this line 100%. I would bulldoze it for sure.
Yeah. I would probably plow it personally.
I would. I can't think of the word now. Churn it. I'll churn it.
Steamroll it.
Steamroll. I mean that's cool too. I'll boil it. Wait, by the way, you know, this whole thing of like letting people cook, by the way, if someone says let him cook, but the other person says no, he's air frying, does air frying seem better or worse? Because to me, air frying seems like it's not as good as cooking. You know what I mean? Like it's
kind of like microwaving.
It's what?
It's like a step above microwaving.
but it's not better than cooking.
And if you said let him microwave, I feel like that would be a bad thing. Yeah. So I think let him air fry is just one step above let him microwave, which is and let him cook is one step above let him air fry.
And what about in this case let him simmer?
Simmering. Look, simmering is a delicate operation, all right? Because simmering is not quite a boil, and it's also, yep.
Okay, fair. We have Margaret here, by the way. First two parries already. Goes for.
Oh right, yes, the boss fight.
2 more parries. He already has 4 parries here now on Margaret with the Claymore. She'll be able to do a Lion's Claw. I would do a Lion's Claw here, 100%. Alas. He goes for a stab.
Unfortunate, really. These runners, they are very averse to their L2 buttons, it seems.
Yeah, Lion's Claw would be way
nearly
better
enough L2 representation, in my humble opinion.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. And also, like, the good thing with Lion's Claw, by the way, especially with some bosses that are as tall as Margit, is if you Lion's Claw correctly, your body will be in a crouch position to where a lot of the attacks will go above your head anyways. So you're pretty much dodging and attacking at the same time.
That's some tech. That is absolutely some tech. Let him flambe.
Let him al dente. Be all loose. Like still there,
what?
But let him.
Huh?
Al dente? Al dente is like, the noodle is like, it's not stiff
what does
anymore.
That have to do with being loose?
Because, like, the noodle's loose. It's.
You calling Kata loose?
I never said he was al dente. Okay. It was just overall,
Very nice fight from Kata, claiming that 4 parry Margit square on the board, making it a good old-fashioned 3-1 in this here bingo match on Sunday, Week 5, Match 1, Season 2.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Are we actually having a Geel race right now? Oh, boy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, he's porting away.
He's porting away. He has no desire to do a Geel right now.
I think he realized that maybe he doesn't.
Did he upgrade maybe he upgraded the Claymore, or maybe he didn't have the stats for it?
I don't know. I'm a little confused myself.
But swapping to the Lucerne, using that instead.
Why is he staying on horseback?
I think he maybe just prefers it, because I do believe that the stamina usage is more efficient for these swings when you're on horseback.
I don't think so. I don't know. Jumping R2s here on the head is way better than swatting at his ankles, I think, personally. But
yeah, we'll have to see if he gets much out of this stagger. He's still well behind Kata.
Yeah, this is not good.
And unfortunately, this doesn't give him progress towards really anything else.
It's going to be a snipe, but I don't think it's going to be the end of the world.
Oh, Aggie getting absolutely clobbered by the mosquito. That's not going to help.
Oh, that attack is the worst. There we go.
And there's the square marked by Kata. Aggie unfortunately getting sniped again.
That's tough. That is really tough. And like I said, that row 3 looking extra juicy right now.
Yeah, I think I could see a world where Kata ends up juicing that world 3. Row 3.
World 3? What is this, Mario?
I think my brain went to a different place for a second there.
Ba-da-bop. Bingo. Let's see here. Both of them going to Liurnia now.
And speaking of 3, it is no longer 3-1. It is now 4-1 in favor of Catalysts. We're going to have to see what Aggie can pull out to even the odds here and swing the pendulum back in his favor. Look at them. These runners are so in sync.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it?
That's the scare. See, this is what I was worried about, because, if you're going up against Kata, he's a very optimal player when it comes to running lines. He's done a lot of speed running, and I just think it's hard to compete with his clean lines. And so if it were me, I'd be thinking, okay, what is Kata most likely to go for next? I need to do something different, like every time.
What would you go for next year, though? I guess is the real question. Smithing plus 12, I guess. Like, I guess if you were in Aggie's shoes, what would you do?
If I'm in Aggie's shoes, I mean, at this point, there's not very much that you can do that's fast. Yeah, I mean, this is a lot. I mean, memory stones, maybe. Memory stones, you've got some towers you can go to. You can kill Red Wolf and maybe get some progress towards the Renala Square. You also get some progress towards Altus through Volcano Manor if you want. But as far as like what's the fastest one to go for right now? That's hard to say. I mean, this is the point where the game is going to slow down, I think.
Yeah, lots of prep happening.
If we saw Sacred Blade, we could maybe see some Deathbirds happen and some Cemetery Shades. Oh, look at that column 2. That column 2 could be really good for Kata.
Honestly, yeah, going for Cemetery Shades here from Ag would be huge as well because you block both the column 2 and the diagonal.
I think that's really important for Aggie.
And row 2 isn't even that bad.
Yeah, that's attainable. That's definitely attainable.
Right? You can rush duo trio bosses pretty easily. You can do Renala pretty early on too, I want to say. And then you have Blackblade Kindred.
Yeah, and the really nice thing about a line that is slow is that it's also hard to block. Because it means it's slow for your opponent to go for too. So if you start setting up, prep work on a slow line, you can just, chain them back to back and then just get it before your opponent can do anything about it.
And that halberd check, by the way, is golden halberd.
Okay. That's a nice pickup for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely better than Claymore in this case. Golden Vow being built into that weapon helps a lot with attack. I just need a couple more levels, I'm assuming. A little bit more into Faith as well. Looks like that Kata might be checking that same drop. Golden
Halberd has a better R2 than the other halberds, right? Because it has that like overhand,
yeah.
Kind of like he's like a pickaxe style swing, like this.
I don't. I guess yeah, sure. Have you swung a pickaxe before?
Many times, yeah.
Yeah. I haven't.
Yep. Every Thursday.
You're in the you're in the
so ripped.
You're in the zip mines, right? Pickaxing away.
Yeah, I sure am. Absolutely.
It looks like that Aggie is prepping actually the smithing plus 12, which I think is a good square to go for.
With as late game of a board as this is, I think getting an upgraded weapon of some kind, as early as you can, I think it's gonna do a lot in the mid to late game. Although he is checking the axe, checking that leaf on a stick, getting the Highland axe. Not really what you want to see, but I mean, could be a candidate for your plus 12 weapon if you end up going for that square.
I guess I would still do plus 12 Claymore, to be honest.
Yeah, but I agree.
Like, if I already saw plus 12 smithing weapon and I had the Claymore, I wouldn't even look anymore for other weapons. Because that Lion's Claw is powerful. It's very, very powerful. I would even go for Jar Shard, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only way that you go for something different in that case is if you would prefer a Somber weapon.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, Aggie needs something to block that diagonal. Golden Halberd does have a little bit of an advantage against Cemetery Shades with that split holy damage.
Yeah, I agree.
So maybe Golden Halberd is the play. It blocks the diagonal while also building a threat on row 2. Could do.
So is he just grabbing EG here just to have that for later on? Because he doesn't have a lot of money to upgrade the Golden Halberd. He doesn't even have the levels yet to wield Golden Halberd. Maybe go for Margit first so that you have the money.
Could be grabbing it and then going through Makar to Altus in order to get the +12 as early as possible.
But he already has... Well, he has first half the Dectus. He doesn't have the full Dectus. So there is that.
Meanwhile, Kata also teleporting in Liurnia. I actually don't know what teleporter this is. Hang on, where is he going?
I think it's still the
AG one
South
as well?
Gate. Oh, that's the EG, yeah.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah, Kata is in a great position when it comes to the upgrades. So I imagine he's going to try to finish that out really quick.
I mean, also low on cash here. Aggie grabbing the Faith Talisman. That's going to help with wielding Golden Halberd for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Back to Stormhill. He's getting the Strength tier, perhaps?
Grabbing the Golden Seed here. And then going Strength. Yeah, I think Strength tier. Into grabbing the Physic maybe, because I don't think he has the Physic yet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
If he wants to stick with the Golden Halberd, this makes sense, but it is kind of like... It's not immediately making progress towards a square, which is definitely a little concerning. Looks like Kat is also going for the Faith Talisman.
Yeah. Yeah, he picked up the Golden Halberd as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you need an extra talisman pouch here. I would honestly suggest, for Aggie to go just straight to market in this case. Get that extra talisman pouch. That's also extra money. You can +4 the halberd afterwards, potentially. That might be
Makes
worth
progress
his time.
towards the Colossal Armament only square.
Yeah.
Is that's on this board, right?
Yeah.
Yes! I'm learning to read! I did it!
Column 3. Good old column 3.
Absolutely. This is such a... Aggie's dead to fall damage. What happened?
Oh, no. That's really bad. That's really bad.
Yeah, they do say that gravity is a slippery slope sometimes, and I think that slippery slope just took him out.
Yeah, that's very frustrating.
Slipping right off that ledge. I think that, that's a good amount of time loss. That's probably a good minute.
Yeah. Sacred Blade now here for Kata, by the way. I think he's looking at Cemetery Shades.
Yeah, if Kata goes for Cemetery Shades, that's going to be hard to respond to.
Yeah.
Because he also has the advantage on +12 right now. This is another ruthless match from Kata. Just taking those threats and just snowballing them.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's going for right now. Looks like he's going straight to Weeping, potentially, for that Cemetery Shade, and then also grabbing the Scarseal Talisman from the Ancient Hero Zamor and the Everjail.
Makes a lot of sense, yeah. I think that's not a bad play. It'd be a good way to sort of hedge your bets on potentially getting sniped if he goes for the diagonal. And because it also, gets progress towards that column, or sorry, that row 3 as well.
Yep.
Columns and rows. Quite an interesting couple of things there, You know what I mean? You feel me on that, Dom?
It's like they lead to a bingo, it seems like.
Yes. But the thing is, people always talk about columns and rows, and very few people respect the threat of a diagonal.
I don't know why. Like, people know about the diagonal, but I think it's just harder to look at. It's kind of like when you do, those word search puzzles, and you don't look at the diagonals of the words. You just look at the rows and columns to read. And all of a sudden, there's like a bunch of diagonal words they just haven't seen.
Right.
I feel like I just aged myself by a crap ton by saying word search puzzles.
Yeah,
but
what is that?
You don't know what that is? It's like when you have like a whole like sheet of just letters lined up, vertically and horizontally, and then you're supposed to find words within like the mass of letters, pretty much.
A sheet?
Yeah. It's like, I don't know how to explain
like paper?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anything on paper in a long time. Let me tell you.
Okay, dude.
We're in the digital age, man. Get with the times.
I'm pretty sure there's online versions of what I'm talking about.
Agree to disagree.
It looks like that Aggie is going for Margit, though, getting that extra talisman pouch and grabbing that money. I do think this is a really good move from Aggie. It's a little bit of extra prep, but it does help him out a lot to where he can use the golden halberd soon. Does get that stab move a lot, though, which is not really helping. Gets it again.
There it is again. And getting clobbered by it yet again.
That is tough. That is tough.
He's in a situation where he needs the runes in order to progress. And, where are you going to get him if not for Margit?
I think if he either dies here or falls off on the edge, that might be the last nail in the coffin for possibly tilting, because that would honestly make me lose my mind.
Yeah.
And bingo.
Yeah.
But again, as we said, dude, no one's L2ing. No one's Lions Clawing. Why is no one doing it? I don't understand. There's so much
poise.
Don't
respect it.
There's so much poise behind Lion's Claw. There's so much damage behind Lion's Claw. It's really, really good.
It's like a better R2.
Yeah.
It's like an R2, but like you do a flip.
Do a flip!
Yeah.
Literally.
If you had the choice to do a flip versus not do a flip, which would you choose?
Well, does doing a flip make me win?
No.
Maybe.
But it is cool.
First cemetery shared here for Kata, by the way. Very nice. Very nice fight. Does the backstab cycle? As he should.
Look. That looked like some shenanigans to me. I'll say it.
Yeah?
Because when I go in and I try to do that, he does the blender move and I die.
The blender move is tough. I agree.
Yeah. He whips out the old Vitamix and just...
The good old NutriBullet.
That's right. Yep.
Somber 4 pickup here for Kata, by the way. And maybe prepping for, or going for Crucible Knight Misbegotten Warrior duo? I don't know. It's on the board.
It's a weird play.
You're just grabbing Smithing 4s, though. That's a good pickup for sure for plus 12.
I wonder why he wouldn't just clean up the Cemetery Shade.
There is a Cemetery Shade over here. He's going right towards it.
Right you are. Right, absolutely. You are right again, Dom.
Hey. It is right. Oh my god, that is the wrong thing I'm clicking on.
That was
bad.
Frightening.
I'm sorry. It is right over here.
Oh, yeah. That is very close to where Kata currently is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never mind, it's right over here.
Yes.
Don't look at that one. Look at this one. This one right here.
Right.
That
you
one.
Circled first. That was a...
Not that one. This one.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, he's got a bird. Hopefully that bird can't make it in the door.
A little Burge. Aggie now, I think, on a +3 Golden Halberd. I don't think get enough money for a +4 upgrade. But is going for possibly the Meteorite Staff? Or is it going for Cemetery Shades here? We do have collect 6 unique staves, by the way, on the board in row 4. Getting the Meteorite Staff here would be one of them.
Yeah. Could double back for the Staff of Loss and Celia.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one's really looking at that. Looks like Aggie's going straight for possibly that Grace near the bridge, and then maybe going for Cemetery Shades as well, which is not good, because he's going to lose that square most likely.
Yeah, I do wonder if he's in a situation where he just wants to be as powerful as he can and just start knocking down later game squares. Yeah. Because obviously,
Yeah, he's going...
Oh, okay.
This is bad.
Yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, I really feel like if you're Aggie in this situation, you gotta just think about, you know, what is Kata going for next, and just do something different. You know? But maybe he thinks Kata's going for plus 12, because plus 12 is also a really viable option for Kata. There's the blender move. That's the one. He busted out the Vitamix for this one.
Oh, that's the blender one? I thought it's the one where like he like actually spins. Not the one where he like frantically
no, that's
flails.
the Beyblade. That's the Beyblade move.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
This is brutal.
He's got the blender, he's got the Beyblade, and he's got the lawnmower.
Even if Kata actually loses this fight or dies here, he already has one, so.
Yeah, and
there
there's
it is.
The clean kill. Aggie's gonna see that in just a second here. See him shaking his head.
I would go for Ancestor Spirit at this point in time. Try and grab that Scar Seal, go for the Lesser Ancestor Spirit. I'd Memory of Grace out. There's no real reason for him to do this fight, you know?
He doesn't have a whole lot of runes. I'm sure he sees it, but maybe he feels like he needs the runes in order to, you know, support what he's going for here.
I think he gets like 5,000 from this or something. It's not a lot.
Yeah, hopefully that Kaled scaling comes into play. There's the blender!
Oh, God, dude.
And he does survive. He's still fighting. I mean, I guess his thought is that if he dies, then he goes back to where he wants to go anyways. So he's just like, okay, either I die or get the kill. Either way, I'm out of here.
Okay.
And he gets the kill.
He's got it.
That's good for the mental.
That's tough.
It is tough. Absolutely. But I mean, that's Bingus, baby.
Yep, that road.
Sometimes.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sometimes you just get sniped. Sometimes you just get sniped.
It looks like Kata is grabbing pots here, by the way, for the Deathbirds. I really hope Aggie's not going for Deathbirds now, because Ancestor Spirit is definitely better. Looks like he did grab that Grace, I believe, near Fort Height. No, never mind. Never mind. He's at Stormhill Shack. He's going for Deathbirds. No, come on.
Kata's in an extremely threatening position here where he can choose which line he wants to commit to. In this situation, if he commits to Deathbirds, then that forces Aggie into going for Ancestor Spirit.
Okay, well, hold on.
Commits to 12 plus 12 weapon, then he forces Aggie to committing to Goldfree. But at this point,
what is that damage? That's terrible.
Yeah, the holy damage is not going as long or not going as far as we thought it would.
Isn't this a +3? Still, I mean, he still gets a good fight, though.
Nice riposte. It's +2, apparently. Okay.
Okay.
Good, clean fight.
Not the worst. That's his first Deathbird here. That's really... Okay, just he's getting sheeped on.
Wow. Oh, my God. Passive wildlife does not exist.
Okay, so with this, he could possibly +4, and then he can do the Deathrite Bird. If he gets that, that's going to be at least something that is on the board. Pretty much.
It'll alleviate that column 2 pressure, which he really, really needs right now.
Yeah. Does he even have enough damage to upgrade? He just bought the +4, but didn't actually upgrade. He doesn't have the money to upgrade. Oh, this is
so.
Oh no! You're doing Deathrite Bird on +2 Golden Halberd. This is going to be not.
He's
good.
All in. He's taking a gamba.
This is not good.
We'll have to see how confident he is on the Deathrite Bird fight.
That is incredibly stressful.
Yep. Fortunately, it does look like he has enough HP to withstand at least one hit. So let's see.
Yeah, and this is Kata now going pretty much for a smithing 12, it looks like.
That's very dangerous.
That is... Okay, the damage isn't horrible for Deathrite. It's not the worst. We've seen worse.
Oh.
He's got to watch his stamina.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, there it is. I was going to say, should get a stagger
Lord.
here. Very, very nice. Dude, I don't know. Sometimes watching Aggie stresses me out because his stamina bar is always empty. His stamina bar is always empty.
Oh, he's actually just strafing it. That makes more sense.
Yeah, he's got to be careful.
Oh, get off the horse. Okay, you're fine. He's A-okay.
There we go.
Totally
okay.
good.
Not bad, not bad. Where's he? Okay.
Oh, his camera got unlocked.
Not the worst, not the worst. Has to be careful here of the random fire. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Look, run south. That's not south.
Try not to get hit.
Okay, that's good.
Getting
that's
on torrent also works.
Don't-
Oh my god!
Jesus.
What happened? Why did that do so much damage? That was just
Frost
fire
proc.
lingering.
Frost proc on that one.
Did it actually proc?
It looked like it.
No, there's the proc. It didn't proc. That was just like an insane lingering hitbox on the fire on the ground.
No, it double procced.
Double procced? What? That's not real.
It triple procced.
It quadruple procced.
Yeah.
Procs on procs.
Procs on procs on procs. That's, yeah.
Get yourself some Crocs, Dom, because they got procs.
I hate Crocs.
Wow.
Wow! just leave it at that. Just wow. All right.
Wow. Wow. I got Crocs on right now. I don't. That's a lie. I'm sorry. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Today, let me tell you, today it's a bittersweet day for me, Dom.
Today's a day.
I've been enjoying commentary. I'm gonna miss the comms, Dom. Let me tell you.
Hey, there's still
But
semifinals, finals.
We got some great commentators coming in.
Oh, 100%.
As well.
100%.
Absolutely.
Gotta be careful here.
Yeah.
Okay, Kata
Not
is going
getting
for Deathbirds now. So if
Kata
Aggie...
not finishing out the plus 12.
No, but if he could... Okay, so if Aggie currently still has one Deathbird ahead of Kata, so if Aggie gets this kill... Huge stagger! Oh, this is huge. This is actually really, really good. Nice riposte damage.
Desperately need to clean this up. If he can just double R2 here... Oh, that is not a fun whiff. Oh, he's going to get hit by the AoE! Okay, he's good.
Ooh,
he gets hit by the fire, and he dies!
South, Aggie, south!
South! And with that, I don't think that he's going to have the DPS to kill the Deathbird before Kata does.
I don't know. Kata's on his way. This is so bad, dude. This is so bad, man.
With them, with Kata right there, I don't think Aggie's getting there before. I don't think Aggie's getting the kill before Kata does.
I don't know.
He's gone back to the Grace.
Kata doesn't know where the Deathbird spawns? Okay. He's going there now.
Oh, because he forgot to make it nighttime. He got so close to that kill, too. But
that's a lot of damage with Sacred Blade. That's a lot of damage. Holy. But Kata doesn't have a lot of health here. He can't really mess up.
There's the stagger, though.
Jesus. Never mind. It's over.
Probably going to be a dead death right. Oh, my God.
Christ.
There's the square mark. There's Aggie seeing it, shaking his head, quitting out, getting sniped on yet another square. This is a tough match for Aggie.
That's a lot of damage. Also, this is a Claymore that's like +6 or something, right? Like, you definitely upgraded this with Smithing Stones.
At least a little bit, but that Sacred Blade does go very, very hard.
That is brutal.
And I think
Plus
now
10K
Kata likely goes and gets the plus 12.
Yeah, that's really, really frustrating. Getting sniped on Cemetery Shades, getting sniped on Deathbirds, sniped on a Geel. Like, all three squares pretty much that Aggie was trying to go for to block something just went south. Pretty much.
Kata is actually opting to just finish out the bingo.
As we saw yesterday, it worked out for him. What?
Who just does bingo lines?
Yeah, it's weird.
What does he think this is? Bingo? You should make it so that the players have to say bingo when they get bingo. Just like in elementary school.
Otherwise, they don't get the win.
Yeah. They have to, like, come into the call and say Bingo. And they
That
gotta say it
sounds-
just like that.
That sounds so toxic, I feel like.
Yeah, it's very demeaning. It would be
Yeah.
extremely, yeah. It'd be, yeah.
And getting sniped on 4 squares, then the other person comes in, a bingo. Like, fuck you, man. Leave
Guess
me
who
alone.
just got a bingus?
I'd be so pissed.
They gotta do a little like,
I'd be
tee-hee.
furious.
absolutely. Right you are, Dom. Couldn't agree more. And so we are seeing Kata make his way towards the Ancestor Spirit. He's got to light all the torches. Aggie is about probably 45 seconds behind him here.
Yeah,
But
around there, yeah.
the interesting thing about Ancestor Spirit is Ancestor Spirit does have the ability to stall. And that is why.
Not in this case, right? This is not Regal, so it's not healing.
It can't heal.
Yeah.
It can't heal. It can't teleport away. It's not going to have any 1 HP invulnerability memes or anything like that. But it can fly. And that is very annoying.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Yeah. That said, Sacred Blade does have a projectile on it as well. So that may be an advantage that Kata has.
And to my understanding, I might be wrong, but Ancestor Spirit is a little weak to Holy as well, so...
Apparently it's very weak, yeah. Yeah.
So...
And, you know, I know this may be controversial, but I do believe that a plus 10 is more than a plus 2. But it's, you know, it's smithing versus somber, so it's like, who can really say?
It's kind of how it works, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, Sacred Blade into Lion's Clawing.
It's a plus 4, apparently. Okay, never mind.
I guess you just go half, right? So Somber can go up to plus 10, Smithing can go up to plus 25. So Somber 5 is like a Smithing 11, 12.
I buy that.
Around there.
Now, what would you say to a little GPS action?
GPS action?
The little, yeah, the global positioning.
A little bit of mapping. I got you. Hold on.
Little bit.
Well, we can't really see
Look
much.
at these. Look at these players. You'll have to. Okay, they're underground, so.
That's why the map was kind of pointless.
I see. Yeah, I forgot. It's like satellite positioning. We don't yet have any satellites in Shifra.
Yeah, they have some anti-tracking software underground, so we have to do it from above.
Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. We'll have to do some drilling to get down there. So yeah.
Oh, they're about to touch.
Oh. That was magical. It really was.
I kind of feel like actually Aggie might be ahead on the bonfires here. Is it just me? Why
It
is he
makes me
grabbing
wonder
this
if
grace?
he-
Fucking hell.
Oh, it's so he can light the torch and then teleport back to it.
This isn't even close, though. You know, you go all the way down anyways and just take the teleporter. There's a teleporter at the end. That grace is useless.
Awkward.
Yeah, there's a teleporter like right behind Aggie right now. You just take that after getting these last 2 ones here. But it looks like that Aggie actually might be in the arena first, potentially.
Yeah, I guess he knows the lines a little better.
If he knows the teleporter. Please. Know that there's a teleporter. Please go for the teleporter.
Okay.
Okay, he's going towards the... I think he's going towards the teleporter.
May have just picked up the grace for safety.
Kata porting back instead, but there is the teleporter. And he goes past the... I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Okay.
Oh. Well.
Oh my god, dude! Oh my lord. Okay. Did he miss a bonfire, maybe?
Could be. Could also
Oh,
be.
Okay, he missed this one. Okay.
Does the teleporter not activate until you light all of them, or would the portal not have taken him close enough?
It wouldn't have taken him close enough. No.
Okay.
Oh, he completely missed the whole west
and then he's
or east
doubling
side.
back for this. Okay, he took an interesting path. I don't know if
Okay.
it's the fastest way to go about this, but yeah, we're seeing Kata making it in the arena.
Yeah.
And as we remember, Aggie was about 45 seconds behind Kata whenever they entered Shifra. And I think what we're seeing here is, I think Aggie may still be about 45 seconds, although I don't know why he quit out there.
I am not.
Maybe he wants to refill his flasks. No, I believe we saw the prompt show up saying that he lit all of them.
Oh yeah, I don't know then. I'm not sure.
He may have just wanted to refill his flasks for the fight.
Maybe.
But I mean, Kata's damage is not incredible. You know, he's not two-shotting the boss, and he is getting hit a little bit, so his victory here against the Ancestor Spirit is not guaranteed by any means. And there's the stagger, which means he will get the kill.
There it is. Bingo.
Wow. My God. One of the most brutal victories I've seen in Bingo.
Yeah, that was something. That was something. A lot of snipes. A lot of snipes.
Yeah, I mean, the thing to remember here is that Aggie didn't really make like that many mistakes or that many like bad decisions. It's just that the small like unoptimal things compared to Kata like meant that Kata got the kills before he did.
Yeah.
I mean, he got sniped literally 4 or more times.
Yeah.
And that's over half of the square. Like that's half of the squares that are claimed on the board right now. That's crazy. Yeah, Aggie definitely did not play badly.
Yeah, even though you only have one square on the board, that doesn't necessarily mean that you had a bad game.
That's the thing people like forget is that it's not, you know, if you look at it just in terms of like what has been done, people sometimes make the assumption like, oh, Aggie didn't like do anything in this situation, but it's definitely not that case. That's not the case at all in this. It's just that he was a little bit slower than Kata on half of these squares.
Yeah, that Deathbird square I think really ruined it. If he would have gotten that, it would have been a way different game. I'm pretty sure. Kata, welcome in by the way. GG's Kata.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can you walk us through your thought process for this match overall?
Yeah, so this match I actually found the beginning very interesting. So I've watched a lot of Aggie matches, and I kind of assumed that he would think that I'm going to rush the painting reward square because he would assume that I'm faster, right? Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, I guess it's a fair assumption. So I thought to myself, he's probably going to do O'Neal into Torrent, whole fight combo. And I'm like, okay, well, that's really good because it's a corner square as well, inner corner, and then he gets 2 in 1. So what I tried to do is I tried to set up the first painting and then try to get Torrent before he killed O'Neal, knowing that I would probably sacrifice O'Neal this way, but I would get the center square. Then at like 9 minutes, O'Neal should have been like done, and it wasn't. So I assumed he did some setup before, once he got it. So I finished the paintings, and I went to Margit, but I thought it would probably get sniped, right? Because I thought he probably set up a shield and then went for O'Neal or something like that. But then I got Margit, and immediately after that, I was like, okay, Agil is still on the board, so I'll go for Agil. And I got Agil, and at that point, I'm like in a really, really good position, right? So basically, I saw the very good synergy between the plus 12 weapon and the Deathbirds and Cemetery Shades, because you can upgrade your weapon to plus 12, put Sacred Blade on it, and you melt. I wasn't even at plus 12, I was at plus 9, and I still melted, right? And yeah, I kind of just went from there, basically. And I saw the opportunity in column 2, and I just went for it. Also, like, Cemetery Shades was not a bad play because there was Scar Seal Talismans.
Yeah.
So you were getting Weeping Presence in the meantime. And going to the second Shade also gave me some graces around Kaled for a Kaled plus 12 play. So, yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, no, overall, it was very well played from you, for sure.
I'm blown away.
Thank
That
you.
was just
Thank
strategically, that was a very, very well thought out match.
Thank you. That means a lot, man. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, let me bring in Aggie here, too, real quick. Welcome in, Aggie. GG's.
Yo, GG's.
So obviously, you know, a very tough match on your end here, having a lot of squares being sniped throughout the match. Can you walk through your thought process for the beginning of the game? We saw that you wanted to go for that O'Neal Torrent combo, and then obviously that Torrent square being taken, but still going for that O'Neal square, which I thought was a good choice in that case. What was your thought process after that?
Yeah, so obviously, I did the O'Neal and attempted to do it with Torrent only as well, because I figured I'll at least get one square that way, because you could only really get the Torrent only if you don't go for O'Neal with it. So that ended up happening, and then we got an unfortunate stab, like, way up in the sky from O'Neal. I didn't even know he could aim in that direction as I was jumping over him, so he took a death there, and then it kind of just got out of hand from there. I was just permanently 30 seconds behind or so.
Yeah.
And, just made the wrong calls on which ones to go for. It was a lot of 50-50s, like, is he going to go for Agil or Margit? And then I commit to Margit, and I get all set up for Margit. I'm entering the fight, and then he kills Margit. And then I immediately go to Agil. And I was shocked at how fast he killed Agil. I'm assuming he has, like, a bleed or something. I don't know. I had mine about half dead, I think, and it was a relatively clean fight.
Yeah, I think...
Yeah, so that sucked.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. I was gonna say for the Agil fight, it looked like he was just a couple seconds there sooner, but he also didn't stay on horseback the way you did, and I think that kind of played in a little bit to getting those staggers a little bit quicker, to where he was able to apply a little bit more damage sooner.
Plus, there was the Claymore versus Lucerne, which I think Claymore just gets it done a little bit faster. Or not Lucerne, sorry, Halberd.
Yeah, I +1 to my Claymore without thinking about it for Margit, and then it got marked, so I had to use the Halberd instead.
Yeah. That definitely also made it tougher for sure. One question to both of you, by the way. We didn't see a single Lion's Claw come out of your Claymore. Kind of wondering as to why that was the case, with Lion's Claw being one of the strongest Ashes of War in the game.
I mean, that's kind of news to me. I haven't used this weapon. Like, I haven't used this weapon much, right? So I just did the charge R2s because I know them.
Fair.
It's fair.
Yeah, pretty much the same for me. I mean, charge R2. It's got a really nice stabby charge R2 too. So
Yep.
Yeah.
just easy to use.
That's fair. Because I was kind of expecting it. I guess from a more no-hit background from Josh and I, having to know like staggers and everything for bosses. Lion's Claw, I believe, is like 36 to 38 poise or something like that, and deals a lot of damage. So we were kind of expecting to see it a little bit more. So we were like just a little surprised, obviously, when that just never showed up at all throughout the whole match.
I just like it because it does a little flippy.
Yeah, the flip's cool.
I like the flippy.
Yeah,
When it came-
I suffer from vertigo though if I jump like that. So.
That makes sense.
Yeah. When it comes to the middle square, by the way, so we're kind of talking about how both of you are speedrunners and like to go fast, obviously, and have a bit of a niche in going quick for early game squares. Were you both considering rushing it, or did one of you just think, you know what, I'm just going to have the other player have it? In this case, it seemed like Aggie was more or less like, you know what, let me just give Kata the center square, and I go for the double up, which is O'Neal Torrent. Is that kind of the thought process that was behind that?
Yeah, so I did it O'Neal, and then I figured I could just go to Fort Faroth, and if it's not marked, then I'll roll it into the paintings.
Yeah.
But it was marked, but I figured, at least I'm still getting a deck this half and Sword Seal set up.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically the play that I assumed would happen in the early game, and I assumed right, so it worked out for me. But I mean, I would have been in trouble if he rushed paintings while I went for Torrent only. Like, maybe I would have been able to get O'Neal afterwards, but who knows? Because he could have set up a Grace on the way to Celia as well, and he would have been closer. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was a crazy match from a spectator perspective because, you know, we can see kind of like Aggie making these decisions, and he's making good decisions, but it just so happens that Kata is making the same decisions and being there, you know, having a 10-second advantage in that direction, or a 15 or 30-second advantage.
Yeah.
It was pretty tight.
The only time I think that didn't happen was with the Deathbirds, but then sadly, there was a death from Aggie on the Deathbirds, the Death Ray Bird and Liurnia, and that was like the one block that he was ahead on, so that was a little tough. But yeah, that's the hard thing, I think. Also, like, the more you play bingo, the more I feel like everybody thinks similarly, which means that they also are making the same choices as the opponent. You know, the more you play bingo, you kind of like get into that mindset.
But I think that's where it comes. Well, like, studying the game comes into play, right? Like, I've seen a lot of WODs of pretty much all of my opponents, so I don't want to say I have like a general grasp of how people play, because it's not really possible to do that. But the early game assumption that I made, I was able to make because I've seen Aggie play quite a bit, and I think that's when like meta develops and people start thinking similarly. That's when you can go for like reverse psychology plays, and it becomes really, really interesting, in my opinion. So we'll see how it develops for the rest of the league, but you guys are definitely correct.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah. Well, with that being said, though, GG's to both of you. One hell of a game.